to do today, I was honored to come here about 2 years ago and perform Iaido, in which I did the 10 basic kata forms that are required for promotion as well as rank system in Japan. And what I'd like to do at this time, I'd like to go ahead and do possibly 2 of the required forms of the first 10. Then after that, I'll go ahead and do 2 of the upper form. And then I'll do 2 of the next form up, and then 2 of the very high forms that we do over in Japan. Iaido is to use the sword as an extension of your own body, because to improve yourself with the use of the sword is to improve yourself spiritually as well as physically. In the sense of, I always related to car driving. Unfortunately, being in Memphis here, I noticed that there's a lot of people that don't use blinkers. I also relate this to Iaido. My everyday life, I try to relate to Iaido as well as Kendo. The little intricate things, the way the hand is positioned, the way the foot is positioned, the way the spirit is positioned, it all deals with the Iaido. And this is, in fact, everyday life. When you drive, the little things, putting on your blinker, putting on the brakes at the right time. This all helps not only yourself, but helps your fellow man. And that's the way that the Iaido is performed, and I feel that all of the arts in general are performed. So at this time, let me go ahead and go through the formal Iaido bow, in which we actually bow in. It's very formal, and then at that point, let me go ahead and start. Let's see, I'll go ahead and perform in this direction, but most everybody should be able to see me, and this room is adequate here. don't understand the Iaido, and in that sense, one of the movements that I had done here, for instance, the movement which started out by looking up as a sword was coming straight at me. In that case, I would block it. Not block it with the point, but actually block it with the fat part of the sword. Come around, sever the body completely in half. Let the blood drip, and go through with my return. So every time the sword is drawn out, for instance, another very quick one here, this will be the final one, then we'll go ahead and do a little bit of kendo. There's a movement, as there are two samurais, or enemies, walking on a small bridge. One is coming this way, I am going this way, and he begins to draw his sword. At this point, what I will do, I will come up, I will cut, up, and come back down with a cut. That is from face down to the lower chin. And in this way, this method, so you understand the way this thing operates. So let me go ahead and follow through with it. So every time the sword is drawn, a cut is made. There's main parts to this. The actual cut, this is called chiburi, or throwing of the blood, and this is called no-to. No-to is returning of the sword. Foot posture is very important. A lot of people, what they tend to do, they tend to stand up a little bit too high. And in kendo, which we'll do here in a couple minutes, you'll see that posture is very important, because if you don't, a little push, you're flat on your back, and then the opponent has the advantage. You need good concentration as well as posture. So at this time, I'd like to go. Kendo is better known, I guess, to most Americans as Japanese fencing. You have what is known as the shinai. The shinai is a bamboo sword, and it represents an actual sword in combat. Kendo was derived many, many years ago, but the old samurais, they felt that using the real swords, the partners kind of diminished. So instead of having partners to train with, they ended up having dead partners to train with. So what they did, first they used a wooden sword called a bokken, which is still used today. And still with the bokken, a lot of people received broken arms, broken legs, and fractured skulls. So as the years went by, Kendo, they developed safety equipment. Safety equipment, this is all steel here. And what we actually do with this, as you'll see in a few minutes, we actually strike each other by the use of the bamboo sword called a shinai. And the shinai is, as a sword, an extension of your body. This is to be used as an extension. What we'll do here for just a few minutes, I'm going to let Mr. Patrick over here go ahead and hit me a few strikes just to give you an idea for warm-up. And then after this, we'll go ahead and go through with I'll let him go ahead and attack me for about 10 seconds. And after that, I'll attack him for 10 seconds. So. For ceremonial-wise, if we were at a tournament. step do. Hey. Hey, okay. Hey, one step do. Hey, okay. Hey, put them in. Hey, okay. Hey, one more time, put them in. Hey. Okay, go ahead, let me do a couple cortes. Hey. 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 Hey, one step do, please. Hey. Hey. Ooh. Hey, one more time. Hey. Hey. Ooh. Hey, okay. Hey. Hey, okay. We're about. Oh, there he is. Okay, go ahead. As I move and leave openings, feel free to strike. Hi! What we'll do now, we'll go through a couple seconds in which this was actual combat, and I'm going to leave a lot of openings for him to strike. Okay, now what we'll do, he's going to leave openings. You don't have to. And I will leave openings. I will allow him to strike, but at the same time I will strike back. And there are different types of strikes done in kendo. Most of them are done from this position. Reason they're done from this position. The shinai, being the sword, is used to keep the opponent away. So from this position, there's a lot of hands-free strike right to the necks. So it keeps the opponent away. From this position, all strikes are done from the center. From the center, you never know in which direction the strike will come from. For instance, go ahead and lift up once. From lifting up, I can come down in this fashion. From lifting up, I can come down in this fashion. From lifting up, I can switch and come down in a different strike. The center is the focal point for all kendo movements. Okay, so for a couple minutes, not minutes, a couple seconds, let's go ahead and actual. Hey, you want to get fast? Hey, you want to get fast? Hey, 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 ooh, hey, Thank you.